Last time we took that panoramic view of external forces using pastel framework. Today we are zooming in. We are going to dissect the industry you operate in, understanding the specific competitive forces that determine how much profit potential exists. This is where Michael Porter's 5 forces model comes in handy. Why it matters. Think of an industry as a battleground. Porter's 5 forces helps you see the whole picture, understand the key factors that make your industry more or less attractive from a profitability standpoint. Assess your position. How strong are you compared to your rivals? Find your edge. Can you carve out a niche where the competitive pressure is less intense? Spot threats early. Are new players poised to enter the market, or are powerful buyers starting to dictate prices? The 5 forces. Let's break down the forces that shape the profitability of any industry. Intensity of rivalry. Are you locked in a cutthroat price war with a dozen similar companies, or does your niche give you more breathing room? Threat of new entrants. Can anyone just jump into your market with a comparable product or service? Or are there high barriers to entry like significant capital investment or specific regulations? Threat of substitutes. Are there products or services that aren't direct rivals but satisfy the same need for customers? Think about ride-sharing competing with traditional taxis. Bargaining power of suppliers. If you rely on a limited number of suppliers for critical materials, they hold the power and can drive up your cost. Bargaining power of buyers. In some situations, large buyers can dictate terms, squeezing your margins. This is common when they buy in bulk or your product isn't highly differentiated. Making it real. Let's use an example. The airline industry. Rivalry. Intense. Many airlines compete on routes and prices tend to be transparent. New entrants. Historically difficult due to the heavy cost of planes. However, some low-cost carriers are changing that dynamic. Substitutes. High-speed trains compete on some routes. Video conferencing can sometimes replace business travel. Suppliers. Limited aircraft manufacturers give them power, plus fuel price volatility is a major issue. Buyers. Mixed. Individual travelers are price sensitive, but corporations booking bulk travel hold some negotiating power. Remember, it's dynamic. The 5 forces can change over time. Technology breakthroughs, regulatory changes, and shifts in consumer preferences can reshape the competitive landscape in any industry. That's why this analysis is something you should revisit regularly. Up next, you have looked outward, now it's time to look inward. In the next lecture, we are going to talk about analyzing our organization's internal capabilities. We will look at things like your resources, processes, and any unique strengths you can leverage to compete effectively.